Niamh describes her life at the moment as being going through daily horrors. Niamh, good morning.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Daily horrors, and you too. You're only 37. Is it one daughter you have?
One daughter, Priya. Okay. Yeah, she's 3.5. She'll be 4 in May.
Okay.
My life.
Oh, yeah, but you feel 90, they tell me.
Yeah, I spoke to you before. My car got vandalised in Blackpool, and just to leave your listeners know you were nothing but kind to me, so thank you very much for always being there. And at that time I was sick, and you asked me on air what was wrong with me, and there and then I wasn't ready. So I'm 37 in June, and it started when I was 35. My eye, I couldn't see out my right hand side of my eye, and I went to Egan's Opticians, and I was sent from there to CUH, and they did all eye tests on me, and I couldn't get the pattern, the colour, and I went from there to neurology, and they were quite concerned. And they said, then I had them coming in and trying to lift the leg and tap, to see how all the bones were, and they started mentioning MS, and I was like, okay, this is not good. And before I knew it, I was going for a lumbar puncture, structural scans such as CAT scans and MRI, and the lumbar puncture came back here, but the results was there was an infection in the cerebral fluid. After that, I was put on amitriptyline, which is for a neurology to relax the bones. Still at this stage, I had no prognosis. I had nothing to go on. And I was having coffee with a friend. My daughter was in creche, and I just went into paralysed mode. My whole right-hand side of my body just went dead. I couldn't move.
So this is functional neurological disorder. It's a condition called FND, where your brain and your body fail to send out proper and receive messages of movement and things like that, is it?
Exactly.
It's your nervous system.
Nerve system. So
do body parts not work?
No. There is days that I have good where I can walk, I limp, I drag my leg, I wake up every morning with pins and needles. I find it very hard to dress my daughter. I struggle to make dinners, but I get there. My mum is very good in helping me out. My sisters.
But you're a single parent.
And sometimes it sounds harsh to say this, but sometimes it hurts my body to lift my own daughter into my arms. I cannot go to the playground unattended because if she runs out of the park, I can't run after her. And she's my everything, so her safety comes first. So I have 2 very good friends that are getting married this year, please God, Sean and Colin, and my little daughter is very good friends with their little son, and we've been in each other's bubble for the whole lockdown. And there has been 1 or 2 incidents where I've had to, she's fell off something and cried, and I couldn't get to her fast enough. I'm always the mum that arrives last, and it's soul destroying. I can't walk fast enough. I can't lift things. The most uncomfortable part is lying down at night because the burning in my feet. My speech can get very tired and impaired at times. I've had immunotherapy of 3 days with steroids pumped into me. That's done nothing. They're changing and flickering my medicines. I have medicines to go to sleep, medicines to control my mood, medicines to try and keep me stress-free. Everything. So I feel like
you're on a cocktail of things, aren't you?
I'm dumped into the shell, and I'm not the person I once knew. My mum has noticed it. My friends have noticed it. I cry sometimes at night because I feel I can't talk to my mum. I'd say I'm not the Niamh I knew where I could. I used to love rollerblading. I lived in Dublin. I'd love to be able to walk properly. I've had a consultation with my neurologist, who is, see, the difference between a doctor or a GP is they're very feeling, but when you're dealing with the neurologist, they're very structured, they're very black and white, and they're very hard to understand, and they said, right, well, you're finding it hard, so now we're going to have to go for physio, and we're going to have to give you a walking stick. And I'm like, I'm 36, 70.
You're not even 30, you're not 37 till June. But this condition, FND, have you researched it? Have people gone through it and come out the other side? Or is this something...
I was very private about it, Neil, but I'm reaching out to people in Cork.
But do you know of others around the world with FND who have made a recovery and how they made it?
I don't think it ever goes away. It all depends on your stress levels and your anxiety levels and how it flicks into your body. So say I get the flu, I get 10 times worse than what the normal Joe Soap like you or a family member might be. It always attacks that bit more because the brain is sending out receivers, oh, she's sick, so the body will eat away at that. And then, I just end up being sicker. I know that there was a professional dancer from watching YouTube clips in Canada. She was brilliant and she actually lost her walk for 12 months. She ended up in a wheelchair, and that's the severity of this disorder. That's the,
Did anybody ever recommend CBD oil?
No, I've tried everything, nothing.
But not CBD oil for like joint pain or anxiety.
No
issues like that. No.
No. And I mean, I don't have a bath where I'm living. I do Epsom salts. I kind of bathe my feet to kind of get the feeling back into them.
No, these would be drops. You'd like 3 drops twice a day.
No, I've never tried it.
Ping, ping, ping in the morning. Ping, ping, ping at night.
No. And I mean, I would take cod liver oil, I take my vitamin D, I take everything. I just, like, I even said to my neurologist, like, where do we go from here? Do I have to have an operation to fix this? And he said, look, the best way I can describe it, it's like a puppet on strings. For you, for the likes of Emer, Brenda, my mum, your strings are quite straight, but all my strings are tangled and mixed up. And for them to go in and operate, it would be too delicate. It's a brain. It's the software. My brain has shut down completely. So, this is something I have to live with. Some days are good. Some days are awful. Some days I cry with pain. The pain is horrendous. It's not like arthritis, and it's very, very tiring. It burns. I wake up every morning, my hand is dead with pins and needles. And as I said...
So sleeping then, regardless of the mattress or the bed, is like a bed of nails, is it?
Yeah.
You're not getting proper sleep, no?
No, I'm on tablets for everything. Everything. And it's just killed my soul. It's just upsetting. Sometimes I just feel I have seen people on Facebook in England, in America. I just want to know, is it just me in Cork that's been diagnosed with this? Is there anybody else in Cork that says, okay, I have FND too? You have MS awareness, you have everything. There's nothing here.
So we are talking about, I'll come back after 11 because I'm going to run out of time in a moment, but you're talking about the brain not sending out the correct messages for you to move a foot or to lift an arm. But you're talking about joint pain. You're talking about atrocious pins and needles. You're talking about anxiety-related issues because of that, and depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And a feeling of inadequacy in your life and also in the rearing of your daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Chap called there a while ago. We're giving him your number, Niamh. Is that all right? I can't say with any amount of certainty whether he has the same condition. Over time, is this destined to get worse, did they tell you?
Well, I've looked everything I could up. Like, it's 14 to 22 over 100,000 people have this, and I don't know. Is today the day that I wake up and I can't walk? Is today the day that it's going to take my walk?
How did it happen? Do they even know?
It just no. It's medically unexplained. And it's very embarrassing when you go to the hospitals, because I'm sure everybody reads the Mirror and the Sun and they see this FND, the girl that got treated bad by nurses. It seems to be all England. Well, I'm that girl, when I had that relapse last year, and it takes the body kind of a year to get back to normal, I was rushed into CUH. They thought I had a stroke, and they were putting items into my feet and trying to see what was wrong. And
why was the girl treated badly? Sorry, why was that?
Because they feel that it's psychological, that it's all in the head, that there's nothing to prove it. There's, the structured scans that I've had, that there's nothing coming up in them. But in fact, my own neurologist says, no, Niamh, what you're feeling is very, very real. The pain is very, very real. When your brain goes to the nerve system and it attacks, the pain you feel is very,
you in
very
pain
real.
now?
Yeah, constantly. I can only explain to you is I have 2 stone blocks tied around my shoes. That would be the way I feel when I lift my legs. My legs are that heavy, and 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year.
See, if it's manifesting itself in physical pain, and even if there is, say, for instance, some kind of a psychological or neurological attachment to it, that's why I would encourage you to do some research into CBD oil. I don't want to make reckless statements,
my aunt actually did that for herself, and she has bad arthritis, and she felt it did nothing for her, you know. And I mean, I'm on all nerve-ending tablets, and as I've stated to my doctor, they've run their course. It's not working. It's not killing the pain.
Well, listen. I'm not. I can't prescribe, Jason.
No, I know that, Neil, and you're very kind to leave me on air just to...
I'm only making a suggestion that you might want to look into and research.
I will try it.
And is it true then that you're saving £10 a week? Why are you... Is that for a bed or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to save up for a proper mattress, because maybe I could sleep better at night, and you know, it's you know, you don't get sleep, you're not in good form. I'm constantly cranky, snarly, snappy. It just, you know, and I don't want my little girl, take for instance, Neil, last night, I live in a house where I moved into, where I didn't think I was going to end up being a single mom, or I didn't think I was going to end up with this disability. And at night, my stairs is very, very narrow. I'm fighting and have a lot of support behind me to get out of here. And I need a lot of room. But
so
when
you can't climb the stairs?
My bathroom is downstairs, so if I wake during the night, I have to come down, with all due respect, on my bottom.
You don't have a stair lift? I mean, HSE...
No. I have to tie my dressing gown rope around my child's gate so she doesn't come out the stairs during the night and fall down, because the stairs is too narrow that I can't fit a baby gate in.
Do you have a disability pass?
Would you believe I actually didn't want to get it, because I felt I'm not going to give in to it, and a friend had a chat with me, my good friend Grace, who's been superb, and we talked about it, and I said, you know, I'm going to have to. She said, yeah. So I applied for it, and lo and behold, the forms arrived today, and it was gut-wrenching. It really was.
No, it's depressing for you. I know that, but I'm just trying to talk about perhaps the services that might be opened to you on the basis of you having a disability.
Yeah, and
that could involve adapting.
The eye clinic, because my eyesight isn't that great. I don't drive at night because I can't see. I wear glasses all the time.
Why would another mattress? I mean, God will buy you. I'll get you buy you a mattress. But why would you think it will make a difference?
Because I suppose the one I have is old, and
that's not why you're on air and say. I just thought it was sad to hear you're putting aside £10 a week. You don't have much anyway to see if you can get a night's sleep.
No. You know, and I think the most important thing that worries me most is my little girl. You know, I want to be able to walk and run and play ball with her, and I can't do that. It hurts to dress her, it hurts to bath her. My body aches all the time. When I get tired, my speech flows go, and then, you know, I try and go out walking. I have one of my bestest friends, Shauna. She encourages me, come on, move. You know, I could be out on the road and I could hit the floor, just my legs drop tack. They just go. And I'm embarrassed then, because I'm like, oh, people will think there's something wrong with her, you know.
Yes, I know. And you're wondering, should I be in a wheelchair, you know, that kind of thing, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm fighting to get out of. I don't want my little girl to look me in a wheelchair, and that's something that could happen. I have no power over it.
So would you like to hear from people who have this and how they deal with it? Or
I don't know anybody in Cork that has this. I feel I'm so on my own with it.
Somebody said here, I think Niamh just did a little bit of it, you should contact the Irish Rare Disease Association. They have an office in Beaumont Hospital. They research, and they may do the research on FND for you. Did you hear of that, the Irish Rare Disease Association?
No.
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled, because there's nothing more upsetting than feeling, God, I'm the only one. And everybody, you know, sometimes people say, what's wrong with your walk? Did you hurt your leg? And I say, no, I have a disability called FND. And they're saying, what's that? I bet you didn't even know what FND was till it was brought to your attention, did you?
No.
See, and
or the neurological disorders, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very big in England, and I think this is their awareness month, and I just wanted to bring awareness to people that, you know, is there treatments that they have tried that maybe, like, the one thing I haven't tried is a bone density test. And that was brought up to me through my daughter's nan. And she said, you should go and request a bone density. And I'm surprised that my neurologic team haven't done that, you know. Like, it's very frightening, the stairs that I have, because the minute my legs go, and I have had a nasty fall down the stairs on 2 occasions where I pulled terrible ligaments. And, you know, it's everything is getting on top of me. Like, you know, I just feel very alone with this. And I'm not the person that I should be, the happy Niamh that I once was.
Yeah, I know. Let's see if we can find people who are going through it or have been through it. Check out that website, rdi.ie, Rare Diseases Ireland. Obviously, you've Googled lots on this. It says that it's reversible and that most patients find that the symptoms improve naturally with time. But you need the right support for it. That's what they're saying. This is just stuff that I'm finding here this morning, you know.
And Neil, can I say a massive thank you to my mum, my sisters, and my 3 best friends, Grace, Sean and Colin, because without them, you know, I go home at night and that's where the monster kicks in, I call it. The minute I lock my door, I'm on my own. And I get phone calls from each and every one of them. Have you made it upstairs? Okay, are you in bed? Okay, my mum rings me first thing in the morning. Are you done with the prayer? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, Mum, we're fine. It's a 37-year-old living her life like this is traumatizing to me. It's
you're living with chronic pain, fatigue, and all the stress-related and anxiety issues that go with it. Let's see. Okay, well, look, let's see if there are others who may be going through it or have advice, you know. You know, I mean, sleeping on a bed of nails, I mean, it sounds awful, you know. That's even, it's bad enough in your waking moments, you know, when you're going about your daily business, or not, as the case is, but not even being able to get a good night's sleep. Anyway, let's see if we can hear from anybody on this, okay?
Thank you very much, Niamh, for your time. I really appreciate it.
I hope sharing helps. You know, you'd never know what may come of it.
Well, I kept it private for a long time, and I just want to know I'm not the only one, you know.
Okay. Let's find out.
That's all I want. And just to be a better, I suppose, more active for my little girl. You know, I don't want to end up in that wheelchair or with that walking stick. I've quite a big determination circle around me, and I just feel everything I do is for her. I feel personally, if she wasn't here and I'd have never had her, I probably wouldn't be on the phone to you this morning. I don't think I'd have got through this. Okay, all right, Niamh. Thanks for that. I'll stay in touch with you. Let me just recap here. If anybody has gone through neurological disorders like this, and there's all sorts of different prescription medication, and you can go through the correct process involving, you know, doctors and medics and consultants and what have you. But has anybody done anything differently with regards to it? Any form of neurological disorder, one of which is FND, do get in touch. Email neil@redfm.ie.
Niamh Prendeville, the voice of Cork. Weekdays 9 to 12. Cork's Red FM. Red FM.